Hi, this is Kelly Tolman, and welcome to Literature Discussions. Today I'm going to talk about some of the ideas of Chapter 7 of Lord of the Flies. Chapter 7 begins with Ralph's reflections on his own changed appearance since he has been on the island. This gives us some context clues as to how long they have been there, but no definite answers. Earlier in this series, I spent some time talking about appearances and their importance to helping us define ourselves, and here the author revisits the topic. Last time he addressed it by showing how Jack voluntarily chose to change his appearance, and this time he focuses on how Ralph's appearance has changed naturally over time. I like to reflect on the changes that we experience as humans. What is happening to Ralph, and why is he unhappy about it? He feels that he needs a bath and a haircut. Why do you think he wants these things when the other boys don't seem to think that they are important? What does this suggest about societies? All around the world, people have different ways of dressing and grooming, and these norms have changed often throughout history and throughout the world. Why do you suppose that is? Dressing and grooming are an important part of our daily lives. There are those who spend their lives actively chasing fashion, whose entire life is consumed by clothes and appearance. And on the opposite spectrum, there are those, such as minimalists, who own very few clothes or who actively choose to wear only the same clothes all the time. One friend of mine, for example, only wears black t-shirts and nothing else. No logo, just plain black. One main event that occurs in this chapter is the encounter that the boys have with the boar as they are crossing the island to reach the mountain. The boar knocks Jack down, cutting his arm slightly, and then Ralph manages to stick his spear into the animal, but it escapes into the jungle. What is significant about this event? Why did the author include it? Was he merely trying to highlight the differences between Jack and Ralph again? Interestingly, Ralph discovers that he has a lot in common with Jack during this event. He discovers that he likes to hunt. He likes the feeling it gives him. He also likes the attention he gets from the other boys, and he's a little jealous of Jack when he gets more attention because he was knocked down. What does this tell us about these characters? After they scare off the boar, once again Jack organizes the pig dance. This time, Roger plays the part of the pig, and the dance increases in violence. One thing that I notice is that Jack takes the time to explain the ritual a little more, and the boys discuss it. The ritual is evolving. Once again, I would encourage you to think about rituals in your life. When do we have them? What are they for? Thinking for a minute about birthdays and birthday parties. In the United States, for example, a birthday party might include a variety of activities including games, presents, a trip, and so on, or it might be a simple affair lasting only a few minutes. But there is one ritual that is almost universally present: the singing of Happy Birthday, followed by the blowing out of candles on a cake, or if it takes place in a government facility, there are no candles due to insurance requirements. Why do we have this ritual? There's nothing essential about it. There's no reason to choose Happy Birthday over any other birthday-related song. And why does one planet moving around another planet in space make any difference to us anyway? Just because the Earth managed to not get destroyed since the last time it was in this location in its orbit has no real special relevance, does it? And why cake? Cake is about the least healthy thing that we could celebrate with. Why include it in a celebration of life? I'm not trying to make fun of birthday parties. What I want to point out is that these rituals have developed for reasons, but the reasons aren't necessarily logical. Rituals don't have to make sense. What they need to do is give meaning. The cake, the candles, the singing, the fact that it only happens once a year, all make birthday parties special. These details give the ritual meaning, even though they don't make sense. I think that the same statement holds true for the pig dance. The dance doesn't really make sense. It doesn't really have a lot of logic to it, but it has meaning for the boys. What do you think that meaning is? Why is the ritual so important to Jack? What does he get from it? Even Ralph finds himself participating and wanting to participate. He senses the power of the ritual. Why? Where does the ritual get its power? Where do rituals in our lives get their power. Finally, no discussion of Chapter 7 would be complete without taking some time to talk about the beast. In Chapter 7, we get our second eyewitness account of the beast, this time from both leaders. There can be no question in the minds of the boys anymore because now they have testimony that cannot be questioned. Which of course leads me to ask the question, why can't they be questioned? What is it about Jack and Ralph that means that they have to be right? Why couldn't they have made a mistake? If Jack and Ralph could have made a mistake, but their word is accepted as truth, then are there people in our lives whose word we just accept as truth? Are there people or institutions in our societies that we simply accept as being right, whose word we don't argue with? What are the consequences for the boys for accepting Jack and Ralph's word? As readers, we can step back and see the mistake that is being made here, but the boys don't have the luxury of an author giving them the whole picture. And as a consequence, they're going to make another decision based on bad information. This decision will have significant consequences for them. It will alter the fundamental order of how they decide to operate things. There are a lot of other points that I could touch on, such as Simon's words to Ralph, but I want to keep these recordings to a manageable time. Thanks for listening, and I hope you found something useful. Thank you so much for tuning in to Literature Discussions with Kelly Tolman, and be sure to check out all of my video and audio content at literaturediscussions.com. Thanks, and good reading.